Hi, Tom. Thank you.
Hi.
Yeah, so thank you so much for running the pilot evaluation in your school. And I've just got three questions that I'm going to ask to go through on this video. But if you could just make a quick introduction, that would be fantastic.
Yep, no problem. So my name is Tom Harman. I am the head of French at the Royal Grammar School in Newcastle. Alongside French, I also teach Spanish.
Fantastic. So the first question I've got is, why did you decide to test reading progress?
So when I first came across Reading Progress, I thought it would be an excellent way to try and bring more speaking activities to students, especially away from the classroom. We'd come out of the pandemic, and a lot of classroom time had been lost where students hadn't had that opportunity to speak the language out loud. And I thought it was a great way to visualize a student's development and progress whilst speaking.
Fantastic. And then the second question is it possible just to briefly explain how you set the trial up within your two classes, if that's okay?
Yep, sure. So I had two classes in year eight for Spanish, both mixed ability, similar number of students. The plan was that we had a text at the beginning of a unit of work, which both classes completed as a homework. And then for the duration of the unit, which ended up being around 8 weeks, the test group completed one homework per week, doing a reading progress task. And at the end, both groups did the same task they did at the start of the test, to see what the level of progress had been across the two groups, to see how reading progress could augment or serve as a learning accelerator for students.
Fantastic, and it was great that the results came back and it showed that it had a positive impact on the students. But the last question is, do you have any advice for any other teachers who will be replicating hopefully the evaluation? So, is there any lessons learned that you had when you piloted this that's within your school?
Absolutely. I think it's really important straight away to decide what you're going to deem to be a mispronunciation and perhaps what's going to be deemed an omission and insertion. For me, I went, for example, with the word me and may. If they were mispronounced, it was actually an omission and they included the incorrect word. I think it's really useful to make good use of the insights feature to see trends across the class and then look to design a text that includes some of those areas that the class is really struggling with, so you can see maximum impact over the course of the trial. Finally, I would always, as with anything with IT, I would always check it yourself once the student has completed the work to give yourself knowledge of what's going on and just to see if there's any kinks that still need ironing out, as they are working monthly to try and improve it. But there's always still one or two things to be checking on.
Fantastic, and that's it. So, thank you very much for your time in taking part in the pilot in your school.
No worries.